I have a saying, either I change or I change surroundings, but it's not my job to change anyone.
Have you ever been on a book show before?
No, never a book show. So thank you.
Nice. Are you an active reader?
I do audible a lot because of time. It's not super efficient because I know you cannot be two places at the same time. But I read the book specifically for the substance. And most of them, they give the substance away in the first quarter of the book. So I try. For me, it's like information,
What made you choose the 4 agreements?
I'm getting divorced right now, and 2 months ago, this phase of my life started, and my girlfriend's sister recommended this book, and I read that it's super easy to consume.
Yes. So
I read them in a airplane, and it helped me a lot. A lot of the beliefs I already had, but it's beautiful to get validated through a book, of course. So it's something I love. It's a very simple way to catch yourself on the way you're living every day. This is a book you can read. You should read every month. Yeah, every month you're like, oh, okay.
Yes, and every time you read it, you're gonna gain a different perspective and a different perspective.
Yes.
So reading it in the process of you growing through a divorce.
Yes.
What has been your biggest takeaway from that?
To let life flow. To let life flow. To not, especially the second agreement, not taking anything personal. Yeah, because in any relationship, when there's separation, there's got to be discomfort and rejection, and I understand that. I don't take it personally. I'm not putting the responsibility of getting hurt on someone else. I'm getting hurt, and I'm gonna hurt you, and it's amazing that we're separating. Let's leave it.
Yes.
Let's live through the phase, and let's just not try to, put a bad, that's how I see it. Like, I don't want to have a bad memory of a relationship. If right now we don't understand each other, amazing, let's separate. But our relationship was amazing. Any relationship you have, even if it becomes toxic, is amazing. It taught you something.
It served its purpose.
When you see events as a negative thing, you don't have the mind to learn from it. You're proud of like, oh, I did amazing, and I made a mistake, and then you don't learn from it. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, no, it just hurt.
Yeah.
But I need to learn from it. So that's how I see it. That's how it helped me.
Right.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself?
Depends. I believe, there's an emotional side of me, a natural side, like the romantic side, the artistic side, the rebel side. And there's the rational side now that I'm learning to control my emotions, and I can explain myself more from an anthropological side, like more like an animal. That helps me a lot, seeing myself as an animal.
So many people know you for your photography.
Yes.
How did you get into photography?
I'm gonna say in a romantic way. I grew up without a mom, so I believe that I was constantly searching for nurturing in women. So, yeah, through all my life, whether it's for mating or nurturing, like mother figure, I was always drawn to having women close to me. And at some point, I struggled in life. I was homeless at some point. But I was always like an artist. I needed to paint or to sing or
express yourself.
Yes, in any discipline. And a camera found me, I guess. A girlfriend gave me a camera, and it was a very efficient way for me to give gifts to women. I used to, for my girlfriends, I used to do things with my hands to give them as gift. The camera is an amazing thing because I can appreciate someone, celebrate them the way I see them, and give the gift, and also give them confidence. That's where I am today. I think it's an amazing way to appreciate people.
Within the book, what's your favorite agreement out of the 4 agreements?
I just got tattooed, the first one.
Whoa! Wait, can you point that to the camera? Where's the camera? Can you yeah. Be impeccable with your word. Wow, you have a full-on tattoo on your head that says be impeccable with your word.
I love it. My favorite agreement. The first one.
What does it mean to you?
Be precise with your language and with your word. If people don't understand you, it's on you. You're not doing a good job. Because a lot of the times we apologize to people, saying, "No, you interpreted wrong. That wasn't my intention." So you don't take responsibility of your word. And also, believe in science a lot now. I used to be very religious, but now science is just helping me a lot. And I believe our brain is constantly computing. I actually have it here too. Ignorant computing, or here, I don't know.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah. And if you don't speak to yourself in your precise beliefs, your brain unconsciously is computing on factors that you're not gonna have a good result, I believe. So I speak precisely to myself and to everybody. What I say is what I mean, precisely. I'm understanding also language better. We tend to, words are loaded with intent these days. Everything has a meaning. We don't speak without intent. We're trying to always sell a message. My belief, there's a neuroscientist that I love. His name is Andrew Huberman. He's amazing. He's very popular now on social media. And he gives information away without pulling you to a side. And it's so hard to find that today. There's people that I love, like Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
I don't like his belief, but I love his words, his tool, the way he speaks, the way he articulates. But he has a side. He's telling you this is the right side. And brother, I don't believe in good or bad. I believe we're all living and doing our best.
What's your perspective on life?
We're just part of a system, and do your best. You have a role. Do your best. That's I think we're just part. It's I don't believe in luck for the way I behave, but I believe we're all an act of chance, an act of luck. Everything that is happening is just an act of chances. And you're a player. Do your best. You have a role in society. Do your best. We all have trauma, in some form, different forms. Sometimes we allow past trauma to hold us back, right? Like, no, I can't do it. We victimize ourselves. When we're young, we tend to do this. But the idea is to use that trauma to put it as a mission, get better, teach yourself, teach others, and on to the next trauma. Be excited, because life is going to mess with you again.
What's a traumatic moment that you've experienced?
My mom. That's like my biggest trauma. It used to stop me when I was young. Right now, it's just like I accept it. It's my mission.
How have you been able to overcome it?
I hate giving credit to substances. But I'm going to say it's a combination between my reality, my brain, and psilocybin. Specifically, I did a trip where he allowed me to connect points and helped me a lot.
What is that?
Shrooms.
Shrooms.
Yes.
Got you.
But it's not the shrooms.
No, it's fine.
It's a science. So I believe it's that a combination of things that happen, and the shrooms help me in a specific setting.
Would you say that the shrooms was a gateway for you to be able to unlock a certain side of yourself you hadn't met yet?
Yes. I think nobody's really curing you. You go to the doctor and he's giving you information, but it's up to you to take the pill or to do the practice or to stop consuming something. So we're always curing ourselves. And this substance, in that setting, in the experimentation I had, allowed me to connect some dots and cure myself from it.
If you're open to sharing, what was a download that you received through that experience?
Many. I do it now sometimes to help others now, because I love helping others. And I'll say one thing specifically was that substances I stopped categorizing substances as societies categorize them. I create my own category for nutrition, supplementation, or substances, because society has it a little skewed. They put on nutrition some things that are really substances. Yeah. And if you don't see it, but it's like that. When I was a kid, I was going to the movies high on sugar and loving the movies. And I don't know, I see a lot of people go to have meetings high on alcohol and persuading people to say yes to negotiations. So whatever you consume determines how you act. And the hormones things, what I said before, your hormones is the rhythm which you are living through life.
How can you learn to understand your own hormones?
Science has an amazing explanation. A couple of years ago, there wasn't a lot of studies on hormones, but it's now being popular. Hormones is now so far the way we can explain a lot of things. As science evolves, we are catching ourselves back and we're finding new things before hormones and consumption, hormones, behavior, not psychologically, and then behavior. No. Yeah, it's just trying to understand the whole human body, how it works.
Right.
The best you can.
What does being your truth look like?
Truth? I don't like the word truth.
What word would you like to use?
My reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does being in your reality look like?
I think you have to ask more people around me. Because, I live in the practice of being very present. So right now is the most important moment of my life. I'm fully here. What happened 5 minutes ago, I forgot. Don't judge me for who I was 5 minutes ago. Right now, you already taught me a lot of things, so I'm a different human. I believe our mind it has a hard time adapting to changes and to evolution. And everything is moving. You're getting old. Why is our mind constantly stopping mental evolution? Why? This is who I am. This is who I want to be. And 5 minutes later, you're going to be stimulated by something else. Like, maybe I want to do that. And you're closing yourself to the idea of experimenting something new. So I'm just a work in progress, brother. Constantly.
For anybody listening in who's really resonating with this right now and just feels like they've been so conditioned with their upbringing and their belief system, what would you tell them to be able to open their mind, to be able to access more information and make their own belief system off of the resources they have?
I don't think everybody has to make their own belief system. I love religion. I actually miss it. I think freedom is something that is on you. The more ignorant you are, the more slave you are to learning. I don't think everybody. I think accept who you are. If you want to learn more things,
right,
then there is a path. Question everything. Everyone. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nor the president. I have a belief that I will only listen to advices of people I admire in what they do. For example, if I was fat and I went to a fat nutritionist at some point. And he couldn't help me. So how can I listen to someone that is not practicing what they preach? So I only listen to people I admire in specific things.
How were you able to lose that weight then?
Oh, yeah, I was obsessive. I was very disappointed in myself because I wasn't able to conquer that. I conquered popularity, some financial stability, mating. I was married. I am married still. I had everything that I thought I wanted when I was a child, but I wasn't happy. And I was so disappointed in myself because I couldn't conquer my fitness. And it was nutrition the problem. So I started nutrition.
Consumption of food.
Yeah, I started nutrition and I understand it. I understand as much as I can now and I'm hacking myself the best I can.
What was the biggest lesson that marriage taught you?
It's amazing to have someone to I think happiness is having someone next to you when you are suffering. We tend to try to find someone to focus on celebration, to pursue the feeling of celebration, and that's not a reality. Me and my wife, we experimented polyamory. And that led us to an amazing journey. We're both happy now with different relationships. It's a different phase that we're in right now. And when she was out in her dates, I was always asking her, are you safe? I wasn't asking her nothing else. I just wanted her to be safe. I had a very hard life, or eventful. So happiness is not celebration for me. It's just having people around. Because at some point, you're going to die and you want someone to call 911, but this person is dying.
Yeah.
You're trying to have someone celebrating. That feeling goes away. Celebration goes away. The brain gets adapted to everything. So you get bored of everything.
At what point in your relationship did you hit that you both agreed, okay, let's explore this new version?
15 years. I mean, we started experimenting like 7 years, 8 years ago.
Okay.
When we were already like 8 years on the relationship, super solid relationship, amazing relationship. Yeah, it's interesting.
Within that new experience,
Yeah,
what did you learn?
we help each other have other relationships, but I believe we just wanted to walk different path, and we were looking for other people to help us out in the transition. But it's not about the relationships. It's about us wanting to go somewhere else, and it's acceptable to decide to change at some point.
Specifically in romantic partnerships,
Yes.
what do you feel like romantic partnerships are meant to teach us?
That's a very romantic question for me, because the way I see love, and I see love as an attachment system for our species, and there's many ways of hacking it. And I like to understand it that way, so I don't fall in the trap of pursuing feelings. Yeah.
Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, why, as an emotional being, why do you want to stay away from feelings?
No, I don't stay away. I don't trust feelings, not even my feelings. I don't trust, especially women's feelings. I don't trust them. It's not that I don't trust a person, but I don't trust the feelings because I believe in the explanation of compatibility through smells, compatibility through attach. Andrew Huberman says the same system. There's a wire. He says there's a wiring system for attachment. For you attach to your son, to your kids, to your brothers, to your moms. It's the same system as for your mating. That's why in some communities, you know, there's some weird things there. It's because the brain doesn't understand this attachment. You're just romantically trying to, I fall in love with this person, and you believe that's going to last forever. And I don't know, we're addicted to the feeling of celebration, I think. And that's a problem. For me, I believe. You know, if everybody wants to be a slave of pursuing feelings, cool. But Alana and I, my girlfriend, we practice every day. We do like a meditation, and we consume something that induces stress and anxiety. And we use it to practice how to deal with life. And it's amazing because we're like, okay, our body is anxious. Don't give power to any event. Then let's not give power to any event. Life is happening, and it's a good practice, because we tend to make decisions when we're emotional and we hurt each other. We break relationships when we're emotionally negative, especially in PMS. Happens a lot. And I say PMS, and I feel like I'm attacking women. PMS is for both. You're dealing with that emotion, and it's affecting me. So we both need to know how to navigate those outcomes.
With all this information, what do you think is the point of this existence?
I don't think there's a point of existence for all mankind. I think there's romantic ways of finding your mission in life. In a romantic way, I can say, if you have a trauma, you should be thankful, because life already put you a mission to overcome that trauma, to get good at it, and make a solution for you and society. That's how you can provide value to society. Mm-hmm. Most amazing companies, they come from solving a problem, a personal problem. So that's life giving you a mission when you have a trauma. As a species, our job is to exist, to procreate, to incentivize others to procreate yourself. I say I'm rationally selfish by deciding not to have kids. I'm thinking about having kids now, but I was like, I'm not gonna have kids, and that's selfish. I think that's selfish to say that you don't want to have kids.
Why?
Because you're supposed to have kids as a species. You don't have to do it. It's a privilege, and if you don't, I just want to say it that way so we don't trash people that already became mother or father. We're so cruel. We say like, you shouldn't be a mom. So don't say that, brother. Yeah, everybody's doing the best I can. You only should talk about yourself, but don't judge a mom in any way. Yeah, or a dad.
We've been talking about language and the importance of language, right?
Yes.
How sometimes we all are saying the same things, just using different words to say it.
Yes, sir.
Something that you keep saying is in a romantic way. What do you mean by that?
Emotional. I saw a video. I consume a channel called Big Think, and sometimes they interview amazing intellects, amazing people that explain great ideas. And one of the videos explained there are like two animal codes, like the rebel one, the romantic one, the ones that put meanings into everything, the ones that need to question everything, and the other one is easier to adopt the behavior of others. The one that is, I believe the one that is adopts the behavior of others is the one that is easy to go to academia, more structured, 9 to 5. Society tells them what they're good at and they don't have to complain. And we tend to, the rebels, we're like, no, wake up, come with me, question everything. No. Be you, but don't try to awaken anyone. I have a saying for me, which is, either I change or I change surroundings, but it's not my job to change anyone. We tend to want to, let me help you awaken, or let me help. If someone is suffering in the streets, if they don't ask for your help, they're not ready to receive the help. Stop, get away from them. Get away from them. And if you need help, brother, help me. That's all you have to do, express yourself. Don't assume anything. I say it in the book. There you go. Be you, bro. Do your best. And that's it.
How do you navigate through jealousy in your own relationships?
With polyamory, you practice jealousy a lot. And whenever I have conflict, I started studying, reading books and studying science 7-8 years ago. When I started losing weight and, and like, oh, how can I get better? How can I get better? I'm obsessive with it now. And I started understanding the science of love and the science of jealousy. And jealousy is a tool, it's a psychological tool for protecting your mating and your child. And, it's part of who we are. And we are so complex, our brain is so complex and so smart that you can hack your feelings. You can decide not to have kids. You can hack yourself and have the habit to not be jealous and turn jealousy into, in polyamory community, they call it, I'm not polyamory anymore, but I love the practice, called compersion, which is actually, instead of being jealous of someone giving pleasure to someone you love, which happens with everyone. A mom, sometimes when their kids go to school, sometimes they're jealous because the kids went to school. So you should be happy for them. You should be happy for your partner if they're having pleasure or joy, whatever. It doesn't matter who give it to them. So you can turn jealousy. It's a mental hack. You don't have to do it all the time. I think jealousy is needed. It's also a beautiful thing. You're telling someone you care. I think the problem with jealousy is that we associate it with aggressive behavior. And sometimes we justify it that way. Like, I hit you in the face because I was jealous. No, you hit me in the face because you were not taught to control your behavior. Jealousy is a different thing. Jealousy is a feeling. Punching yourself in the face is a behavior. That's aggression, that's abuse, physical abuse, but different things.
It's interesting because the first attachment that you had was wounded.
Yes.
Which was your mother attachment.
Uh-huh.
And that wound has built you into a warrior.
Yes.
Leading from that place of warrior like.
Yes.
What's a conversation you would have loved to have with your mom?
Brother, listen to this. Get ready. Okay, I stopped consuming my mom when I was 5 years old. She left. My dad, he blamed her leaving on substances. I became popular 10 years ago, and they found me on the internet, my mom and half sister. That was 3 years ago. They found me. And it was super shocking for me because that was my big that is my big trauma. I already, I deal with it in a very positive way. I use it now. I used to victimize myself when I was younger, but then I overcame that. And it's amazing now that how I understand that trauma. When they came to my life, it was super painful for me. I cannot consume them. I started talking to them, and it brought some darkness in the relationship. So I said, I cannot consume you. I respect you. I understand why you didn't participate in my life, but I can't. I just can't consume you. I respect you. I'm nothing against you. It's all good, but I can't. This is my life. It's not yours. And she didn't want to have me, so I understand. I don't blame her. No, yeah, it's all good.
I would like to just add, I really do feel like environmental factors do play a role in the way we operate and the way we move. So what I mean by that is the majority of the time, our parents did what they did with what they knew, which then allows us to explore options and see what we like. But I do think that sometimes, like, let's say your mom, her innate thing as a little girl could have been a nurturer, but maybe her dynamics and her environment didn't allow her to fully step into that role.
Yeah.
Which caused that legacy to continue to leak through the family line.
I would say, yeah, because I believe you as a woman, maybe in a natural way, where if everything, there's no toxins or no psychological ideas that will influence you. I'll say you are born as a woman nurturing if you're healthy, but reality can be like, traumatizing you, and you're like, yes. I can't fulfill my reality.
What's your favorite takeaway from this book?
I'll say those 4 agreements are amazing cues to catch your emotions. So it's amazing. There are great beliefs. Yeah, I love them. They're very optimistic, real, and respectful. You respect others. Yeah. I love it.
Thank you so much for being here, Mike. It's been a true pleasure and honor to see the man behind the camera and, really get to explore this side of your mind.
Thank you.
Where can people find you?
I mean, you can find my craziness on social media, internet, forbidden platforms. That's just a cover of the book. If you want to experience the substance, meet me, meet my people, have the experience with us, and you actually learn what this is about.
Well, there you have it, friends. We just finished wrapping up with Mike Tang, aka Ohrangutang, discussing the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel. If you like this book, make sure to click the link in the description below to get your copy today. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your favorite part on today's episode. Turn the page, and we'll see you on the next one. Shout out to our sponsor, Local Cold Brew Coffee.